Hello again, everyone. Zack Attack is here by WWE Raw review for tonight, June the 13th of 2016. The final Raw before Money in the Bank taking place from Nolans, Louisiana, the Smoothie King Center. Where at least it's not as well. We got the Little Caesars arena coming up in Detroit. Makes us say the Smoothie King Center is a better Wilson name than Little Caesars arena. But anywho, this will be the last one before Money in the Bank. Decent one tonight. I think we had more time for matches in the last couple of weeks. Because out of like 3 hours of Raw, we only maybe like 30 minutes of wrestling. I think we had a little bit more than 30 minutes tonight. Almost still a lot of segments, but this being the Raw before maybe we had a lot of segments to build up the show. Some decent action, some cool segments, especially the opening, which I'll get to in a moment. Made up for the last couple okay openings of Raw. Plus, you had another cameo appearance from the former SmackDown GM. Continuing that trend of trying to see who was going to win SmackDown when it goes live and the brand split returns. A couple new matches has been added for the Money in the Bank event. I'll get to those as time goes on. Let's kick these off with the opening salvo involving the WWE World Tag Team Champions of the world. That's what Chris Daniels says when he and of course his partner Kaz tag teams. But anyway, the New Day opened up Raw talking about their Fatal 4 tag team title match this Sunday as they will defend against Enzo and Cass, the Vaughn Villains, and the club members Gallows and Anderson. So I knew there was some of the competition. They were making fun of Kofi's shoes. Kofi was wearing new shoes being endorsed and made by Steph Griffin. All the shoes came out on the internet over the weekend and everyone started making fun of him like crazy. And Biggie and Xavier joined the fun as they made fun of Kofi wearing them. You know, there was even a cool reference to the Main Street Posse that probably flew over a lot of young kids' heads. Watch the network, kids. There's too many cheap plugs for it not to subscribe to it. Like, where those shoes cool at? The Main Streets or Greenwich? Main Street Posse reference, like I said. So then Rio and Enzo and Cass come out. Now, ever since these guys debuted the main roster, this has been the verbal confrontation we've been waiting on. Two teams that can actually match each other, blow by blow on the microphone. New Day and Enzo and Cass. Boy oh boy, did they deliver! In a very fun segment. When Enzo said about cheating on, hitting on and flirting with Francesca too. Cheating on Xavier with Enzo Amore. Two teams that can make a promo about shoes and troubles look. It's these two teams. Especially you have Xavier and Enzo going head to head. And of course the ending line was so funny. About Enzo floating and playing with Francesca with his fingers, making some jumpers going all night long. But the closing salvo from Xavier was priceless. Only I can blow my girl! Priceless! So then we're going to get a further battle between these two talented mic workers. But the Vaughn Villains would ruin the fun. I was like, someone's going to spoil this. Hey, Vaughn Villains spoiled the Stephanie McMahon dance-off a few weeks ago. What the hell? Spoil this too! Next there, well, it's party poopers. Kind of like Seth Rollins later on. But I'm surprised they didn't change party poopers like these two guys. As they were talking about how they were going to be tag team, but then the club came out as well. They did a fun little promo heading towards a 8-man tag that would open up things. As New Day members, Kofi wearing his somewhat fly shoes and Biggie would team up with Enzo and Cass against Vaudevillains and the Club in a very fun opener to kick things off. With the isolation game working out with all 4 teams getting a chance to shine in this matchup. With Cass and Enzo coming in with some big moves in boots. And I do mean big boots, especially from Big Cass. But some big isolations on everybody. Big E would come in with some big moves. Even Kingston got a hot tag game with the boom drop. But I was trying to go for a Troubled Paradise, leading up to a frog splash that ended up being a 2 count. But then Anderson was the legal guy. But then the tag into from Gallows, Kobe didn't see that tag, and he got taken out. He got double teamed. There was everyone laid out already. Vaudevillains taking everybody out. Gallows and Anderson would lead Kofi along the ring to get the Magic Killer hit on him in the 1-2-3 victory for the Club. Not only did they get the win for their 4-man team, they also pinned the tag team champions, the New Day, who right now they are the second longest running tag team champions. They are a month away from breaking the record currently held by Brian Kendrick, who's returning to WWE for the Cruiserweight Classic as revealed today, along with Tajiri, can't wait to see that, and also Kota Ibushi, and even Cedric Alexander from the Ring of Honor, some even Tina guy, TJ Perkins, Maddox going to be in there, and the brother Daivari. But anyway, Kendrick in London held the record for the longest running tag team champions, 334 days. New Day currently at 295. So will the Club reign supreme? Man, it's tough to say, man. If I were to pick a team to end New Day's reign, it would be the Club or Enzo and Cass, and at least they can pin Vaudevillains. It has been afforded to protect New Day from actually getting pinned to lose the titles. Because if they get pinned once to lose the titles against Part-Time players, that was a shocker when they lost to them. And then they got it back at SummerSlam, and that's their current reign. That's the high number right now. So, there you go. Now, SmackDown GM cameo this week. We had last week, Theodore Long, Teddy Long, holla holla holla. Tonight, our GM cameo was Kane. There's a little storyline building. Shane's definitely a victory about who's going to run each show, specifically SmackDown. So, we had the cameo from Theodore Long, and now Goldberg Kane showed up to try to influence into his favor. To try to, try to be the GM of SmackDown, which in the night he was not considered. He is Viato. They want more stabilized GM. I thought we were like, Joe Laurinaitis. I bet you we'll see him at one point during this whole shenanigans campaign. We'll probably see a John Laurinaitis appearance, maybe a Vicky Guerrero appearance. If they keep this gang going with former GMs coming back for surprise cameos. Hell, I'll laugh if Taryn Terrell comes back, aka Tiffany. Well, was it? Well, I think she was GM of ECW, but not SmackDown. But anyway, that'd be interesting because she's no longer in TNA, Taryn Terrell. I was trying to think of her name all day about former GMs. And then I was like, hey, that's her name, Taryn Terrell. But she was Tiffany in WWE. So we had Kane appear, Goldberg Kane. And then we were supposed to have a match involving Titus O'Neil, the number one contender for the U.S. Championship against Rusev. That match was made over last week. There was even moves by it being a triple threat, especially with Swagger being involved after the match they had on Monday. They mean Rusev and Swagger, but it's a one-on-one. Titus against Rusev. And Rusev's still looking like a badass. They're trying to reclaim his former glory, and they're doing it with this booking. He just beat the crap out of Titus O'Neil on the entrance ramp, preventing him from going to his match, laying around some big kicks, leading up to the accolade being locked in, and referees and security trying to get him off of Mr. O'Neil. But they're no avail. But I bet you Rusev will crash Titus O'Neil. It'd be interesting to see this. It'll be okay matchup, but it'll be okay. At least they on the pre-show. We have a lot of matches been added. We got 2 matches in the pre-show. We have Sheamus and Apollo Crews. That's in the pre-show. We should know that was coming, especially the little build-up for their feud, especially on SmackDown, a little interaction there. And also added for the pre-show, for the 3rd straight fucking pay-per-view, the pre-show match will also include Baron Corbin and Dolph Ziggler $1 million. Are you fucking kidding me right now? Yellow Wrestling again. They're doing a pre-show again 3 times. Payback, they were a last-minute addition. At least they were announced for Extreme Rules. And now this month, they're a pre-show again. And it's 2 pre-show matches. Payback was 2 matches. Corbin and Ziggler, and also Ryback and Kalisto. And then last month was only Extreme Rules was only 1 pre-show match. Now we have 2 for this month's pay-per-view for Money in the Bank. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of the biggest Money in the Banks ever. This could be like, well, this ain't it's better than WrestleMania. It's because a lot of guys are coming back from injury. That's right. A lot of guys that were out for Mania are back now. Including Seth Rollins, who will of course be challenging Roman Reigns for the WWE Whatever Championship. The booking and the build for this feud has been kind of so-so, with their only interaction being 2 weeks ago being a kind of a lame segment. I thought it was a good move, but looking back on it, it was kind of a lame segment. Well, I was looking more like a coward playing mind games. I thought it was smart, but then looking forward, it was stupid. So then, we'd have these 2 interact with each other again. And they needed to make up for the shady booking. What better way to make it up than to have them be involved in a talk show? Not as any talk show. A talk show involving the 3rd member of the former Shield, Ambrose. And the Ambrose Asylum returning for 1 night only. Part of Shane McMahon and 70s playing some one-up each other. With a lot of interesting bookings with them making interesting decisions for the night. So Ambrose Asylum was a fun one. And they kind of make up for the shady booking. The crowd booed the hell out of Rams. The crowd was okay tonight in New Orleans. They were decent. So Ambrose was like, remember the good times, Rollins? And Rollins like, yeah, I gotta admit it. I had some great time. You guys on the road and as the Shield. My favorite moment in the ring with you guys, though, was I laid your asses out and turned on you 2 years ago and joined the Authority. And I'm going to beat you up this Sunday because I'm the man. And Roman and Rollins and Reigns stare down at each other. And I love what Ambrose did. It was like, who's going to win this situation? Is it going to be him? Is it going to be Reigns? Or Rollins? Or is it going to be me if I cash in Money to make if I win? That's an interesting scenario to add in. I hope that happens, because I even said that. I need to retract myself. That I think I said some along these lines that that I make a bold prediction that whoever wins Money in the Bank briefcase should cash in that night if Reigns wins his match against Rollins, which is likely. Because he's faster than Rey Mysterio, more powerful than the Big Show, able to bury careers in a single bound. No, not that Superman. Super Reigns! We're 2 super people who like to bury people. We use that term loosely, like I said last week, but hey, that's the way we describe it. That's the way we'll use it. So as Reigns and Rollins were staring down, Reigns got shoved in the Ambrose by Rollins, and the ball was on between all 3 men, with Rollins being taken out by a Superman punch for Reigns as he was trying to set up a pedigree on Dean Ambrose. My favorite spot from this was when Reigns got taken out by a Dirty Deeds from Ambrose. Yes! 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 Proving that Ambrose could cash in not just on Rollins, more importantly, on Reigns. Now that's what we like to see. Would that be poetic justice, ain't it? That Ambrose deserves the pushing as much as Rollins does. That would be real poetic justice if Reigns get cashed in on by Ambrose. That would be like the funniest thing to see Reigns be the guy to be cashed in on twice by his two fellow former Shield members. That'll be funny as shit. Because Rollins cashed in on Reigns, and if Ambrose wins and also cashes in on Reigns, it'll be funnier than fuck. Proving that Reigns ain't the guy! We're not fucking buying it! These two guys are bigger than Reigns and should be more pushed than Reigns is. They have more ability and they have more better mic work than Reigns, for one thing, and better wrestling ability. And at least Rollins can win this match single-handedly without, any help. That kind of mauled his reign, with his matches being helped by a lot of people. Winning with the help of the Authority, and even Jon Stewart in one match. And there was a party pooper chant for him during this segment. At least they weren't chanting Justin Bieber, because he was called the Justin Bieber of WWE. Now, speaking of matches in Money in the Bank, mentioned 2 matches for the pre-show. A match being added for the main show. I was thinking of this today. I was like, well, 6 days away from Money in the Bank. We still don't have a women's match yet. There was even rumors about a women's Money in the Bank match. But that came and went. Instead of this match that we should have thought would happen, a tag team affair. Charlotte would team up with Dana Brooke against Sasha Banks. I wish. I wish it was Sasha Banks, but we all wish. Becky Lynch and Natalya continue their little feud. Until Sasha finally makes her wall return, because she was used on Superstars tonight. If you saw it from the Snapchat tonight. Cheap plug. Anyway. But Charlotte may have a little problems with Dana, as cracks may be showing, as Charlotte would be in a non-title affair against Paige, returning to the venue that she debuted the night after WrestleMania, when she defeated AJ Lee for the Divas Championship at the time, the night after WrestleMania 30. So, it's a decent match, better than the last couple of women's matches on the wall. Yay. Not much of a screwy ending. Kind of. So, as Paige is dominated on Charlotte, despite Charlotte showing her flairness and her eagerness, she got knocked down the ring at one point by Paige. And Dana Brooke, trying to help out, punched Charlotte back into the ring. Little did she know, she would inadvertently cost Charlotte the match, tossing in an already hurt Charlotte to get fed to the Lions of Paige, delivering the Rampage in the 1-2-3 victory for Paige, pinning the Women's Champion. Interesting move, especially in the tag team match Sunday, with her and Dana teaming up against Becky and Natalya. Little momentum for them, who are on commentary. So, see how these 4 can get together with each other, especially Dana and Charlotte, especially after the events of what happened. So we had Sheamus now against Zack Ryder. As mentioned, Sheamus will be in a match against Apollo Crews. We've seen their feud build up slowly but surely, and this is Apollo's first major pay-per-view match. So it's interesting to see him on a main pay-per-view card, especially against Sheamus, who's getting a little bit of publicity for being in a TMNT movie, Out of the Shadows. That wasn't the one movie that got kicked out by that stupid horror movie, Conjuring 2. Anyway, despite Zack Ryder's best effort, even delivering the Broski Poo at one point, and looking decent a little bit, and his okay little squasher. But we didn't see another Broski Poo or one fighter. We got a Bro King in the 1-2-3 victory for Sheamus, but he wasn't done. He beat up on Ryder until he got one out of the ring by Apollo Crews coming in for the rescue. So there you go. With that scenario. Now on to our next match. Probably if you call anything good of Raw, this is it. Sami Zayn against Cesaro. Now, I've said this a couple times, especially in my NXT reviews, that I became a big NXT guy during the early days of the WWE Network. Another cheap plug for that, but I had to reference it. I was watching the live stream one day in its early days, right before NXT Arrival, and the first ever NXT match I saw of the current NXT product, the current format, not the stupid reality format, was Sami Zayn against Cesaro. Not only did I fall in love with NXT that day, I fell in love with Sami Zayn. Then I saw that Arrival match with them, and that was awesome too. And to see these two wrestle again was awesome. And it was terrific to see these two wrestle each other again in a fun, athletic little matchup. Some great moves exchange from these guys, especially some uppercuts delivered by Cesaro. It was kind of back and forth action. Crowd was into it. And even with Zayn being put through the uppercut train, Zayn recovered with some big moves. They were trying to do the Blue Thunder Bomb at one point after Cesaro did try to do the neutralizer. The ending spot was sick. Cesaro was doing something. He had Sammy up in the air. And then Cesaro got flipped with a whipping sunset flip from Sammy. It looked like a Canadian Destroyer almost, but not exactly. That was a cool thing that Sammy did. He could have botched that finishing spot that got him the 1-2-3 victory. But that was flawless. Great ending to that match. And a fun matchup between two awesome guys that I'm huge fans of. So there you go. With that, a favorite momentum in for Sammy heading towards Mitb. Like, any win's a win, especially when you are in the Money in the Bank ladder match. I'll say it right now. Spoiler alert, it's still 6 guys. We're not going to get a 7th guy. Bray Wyatt didn't return again tonight. There's even a tweet from Bray saying something about New Orleans, quoting the famous Animal song, House of the Rising Sun. Hinting he may return tonight. That didn't happen. Is he going to return at Money in the Bank like he did last time? Because last year he got involved in the Money in the Bank ladder match, screwing Roman Reigns. And having Sheamus win. Like, we didn't want Reigns to win at all, but Sheamus winning last year is kind of like question mark. That's why I'm hoping it's anybody but Del Rio or Jericho. And speaking of MITB, we have a big matchup for Money in the Bank. A big matchup involving the former face of TNA and the face of WWE, John Cena. That's why it's so interesting to see these two face off. And they would have a contract signing tonight. And it would be done differently. Well, it was done differently. There was no ending fight. This is one of only a few Cena contract signings I've actually seen no physicality during. The only contract signing between Cena and another guy I can remember no physicality after was the contract signing with him and Brock Lesnar before Extreme Rules, which I was at that one, live, in Detroit back in April 2012. After that false start in the beginning of the show they had at the end. And they got no physicality after that signing. And that's what happened tonight, too. No physicality. And Cole got tossed aside in those 2 contracts. One that allowed the club to be in the corner of AJ, making it a 3-on-1, basically kind of a 3-on-1 match, because you would think the club would get involved in the matchup. In another contract that would signal the match would be, indeed, 1-on-1 with the club banned from ringside. And they had a great little form of exchange between both guys on the microphone, leading to AJ signing the contract that would prohibit the club from being involved, which is a smart decision. You know, that is a smart decision. Like, as much as the club could be involved, but I think we all want to see 1-on-1. But club could still come out anyway. But I hope the God it doesn't, because this match needs to be a clean match first, and then the screwiness can come later in the feud. You know, have one match end clean, and then the rest of the feud have shitty finishes. And hopefully AJ wins them all. And not like what Cena did to Owens. You know, Owens won the first one, then Owens lost the last 2. So, there you go. See what goes down with AJ and Cena this Sunday. But you know who I'm cheering on? AJ, baby. Too sweet. Anyway, on to our next matchup. Even with Kane not being considered for GM, he did give Shane a great idea for a matchup. As Del Rio and Owens came in there arguing about stuff, especially when Del Rio was late. And he said that it was because of Owens calling airport security on him. Continuing a little beef from what happened on SmackDown when they had some communication problems during the tag team match involving themselves against Sami Zayn and Cesaro. So tonight, Kane suggested a team exercise. They will team up against the Lucha Dragons with their spots in the Money in the Bank ladder match on the line. Meaning if they lost, no matter which one got pinned, both would be out of the matchup and the Lucha Dragons would take their spots. That would be interesting, but seeing the way they're being booked right now, didn't deserve to be in it at all because they had no booking and no build leading up to it, especially Kalisto, who just lost U.S. Championship despite a promising reign. Nothing was done with him. They didn't add any definitions to his character. They just made him still be the underdog character and didn't sell that much. That's why he lost, especially to Rusev. So despite losing against best efforts to capitalize on obvious miscommunication with Del Rio and Owens running amok and almost costing him numerous times in the matchup, the miscommunication almost cost him not only the match, but also the spots. They got it together, especially Owens had to do all the work by himself to take himself back in to deliver the bomb to Austin Call after Kalisto got tossed off the rope by Del Rio against the barricade. Didn't want to toss by Del Rio. Like a long dot as JBL would say. And Del Rio and Owens kept their slots. And it might have been a ladder match. Speaking of that, all 6 guys would be involved in some way, shape, or form in our main event. The match was between Chris Jericho and Dean Ambrose. But by the way, Stephanie and she were making decisions to one-up each other. They made sure that there'd be chaos and disorder built into the main event. We would have Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens on commentary. Cesaro being your guest ring announcer. And Del Rio being your guest timekeeper. Interesting. Cesaro wasn't that bad announcing. Especially when he said that Jericho was from Stupid Idiotville. Continuing that little trend. Stupid idiot! So even with that chaos and disorder being around, we utilized offbeat shenanigans that could have been done during the match. At least they kept it for after. As Ambrose and Jericho fought again. Well, Jericho won on SmackDown. An okay match on that event, on that show. So now they fight on Raw. No wonder why some of my friends don't watch anymore, because the same guys fight each other every fucking week. Even with Shane back. In this new era, some things still feel the same. The old saying goes, the more things change, the more they stay the same. So, and despite that, an okay little match between Jericho and Ambrose. At least better than the match at Extreme Rules. But anyway. Even one guy was trying to do each other's moves. At one point, we saw Ambrose almost do the walls of Jericho. And even Jericho even teased the DDTs at one point. But both guys would have opportunities to nail their own finishers themselves. Jericho having done the walls of Jericho ones during the matchup and even doing the Lion Stone at one point. And trying to do the Coldbreaker at one point as well. But wasn't able to get it connected. Despite his best efforts to do his big moves, Jericho got nailed with the dirty deeds. Being caught in midair. And a 1-2-3 victory for Ambrose, an okay main event. But then the ball was on between all 6 guys. I thought that the contract signing or Ambrose asylum would be the main segment. So the segment of the event of hour 2 was Ambrose asylum. The end of hour 2 was Styles and Cena's contract signing. So I was like, okay, Jericho and Ambrose's main event. That's when we'll see the return of Wyatt. Never happened, as I mentioned. So all 6 guys, ball was on. Owens came in and Sami came in. They're all fighting. And Sami eventually went on the top rope and took out Del Rio, Owens, Cesaro, and Ambrose. Those 4 guys, Ambrose, Del Rio, Owens, and Cesaro would be taken out by Sami by flying midair. Jericho was not involved in that scramble. With him being the only guy not involved in that spot, he grabbed the ladder, started climbing it, and he treated mine to be PKs, with him standing tall. We've seen Cesaro tease the climb, and even Jericho tease the climb. We haven't seen Owens tease the climb, because he may win. That's why we haven't seen him climb it yet. So that's how we end Raw. Jericho climbing that case, and that'll be the only time you see Jericho come close to climbing it and getting the briefcase. That'll be the only time you see him like that. Because I mentioned, I want anyone but Jericho or Del Rio to win. They don't deserve it. Like Sheamus didn't deserve to win last year. And I hope they don't win either. I don't care who it is between the main 4 guys I want to see. Whether it is Ambrose, or Cesaro, or Owens, or Zayn, I want one of those four to win and cash in wisely. I don't want them to cash in on Wayne's and get buried on. Unless they beat Wayne's. That's the only time. If WWE knows that the guy is gonna cash in on Wayne's, is gonna beat Wayne's, cash in on him. But if they're not gonna win against Wayne's, don't let them cash in on him and get buried, like what happened to Sandow and Cena. And then this is all being at Sandow being at the door 2 years later. So there you go. So this Money in the Bank pay-per-view is building up to be what some are saying the best Money in the Bank ever. You had a ladder match. We have Reigns and Watts by the slow build. That Impulse Asylum segment kind of made up for it. We have the Fatal 4-Way for the tag titles. The U.S. title on the line. The only title that won't be on the line is the IC Championship match. Not taking place with Miz filming a movie. There's some rumors about him being a 7th guy. Thank God that's not the case. I would have hated that 7th spot went to Miz. Of all people. We have Cena and JF, of course. Dana Brooke and Charlotte against Becky Lynch and Natalya. Apollo Crews and Sheamus. And Ziggler and Corbin. Amelia. Hopefully that feud comes to an end. There's a feud that doesn't end. Especially that. At least, hopefully this time between Corbin and Ziggler, the match can end clean and not stupid like the technical wrestling match when Ziggler low-blowed Corbin. So there you go. That is it for my Raw review tonight. Thank you so much for watching. With that in mind, y'all been attacked by the review from Zach. See you later, yeah.